Picture this with me. It's a quiet morning. You walk into your kitchen, open the pantry, and there they are. Rows of shiny canned food stacked neatly, almost like old friends waiting for you. They look harmless, don't they? Cheap, convenient, easy to store. But as someone who has practiced and studied medicine for more than 30 years, I have to ask you an important question. What if one of those little cans was quietly stealing years from your life? According to the USDA 2022, the average American eats more than 70 pounds of canned food every year. And for those over 60, the number is often higher because canned foods are soft, easy to chew, convenient, and don't require much cooking. But here's what research tells us. From the Journal of the American Heart Association 2014 to Environmental Health Perspectives 2020, inside those cans often hide 3 silent dangers: too much sodium, toxic chemicals like BPA and other bisphenols, dangerous bacteria if the seal or process fails. When you're young, the body has reserves. A little extra salt, a little exposure, you can bounce back. But after 60, the heart is weaker, the kidneys don't filter as well, and the blood vessels stiffen. What feels like just a little salty to a 30-year-old can mean a dangerous spike in blood pressure or even kidney failure for someone your age. I'll never forget one of my patients, Alina, age 68. She was a retired school teacher. Every day she ate a can of soup for lunch, believing it was a light and healthy option. But within a few months, her blood pressure shot up and her kidney numbers worsened. When I explained that even a reduced sodium can of soup still contain nearly 700 milligrams of salt, almost half her safe daily limit, she was stunned. She looked at me and said, "Doctor, I thought I was making the better choice." And Alina is not alone. Her story reflects thousands, maybe millions, of older adults still trapped by the convenience that seems harmless but isn't. Even more alarming, in 2023, the CDC recalled millions of pounds of canned meat because of botulinum toxin, a deadly poison with no smell, no taste, no warning, capable of killing in tiny amounts. In Europe, regulators have lowered the safe limit for BPA exposure to nearly 0. But here in the U.S., many products still sit on our shelves without the same strict protections. That's why in this video, I want to walk with you step by step. Together we will expose the 7 most dangerous canned foods that older adults must avoid at all costs. And then share some good news, the 3 canned foods that are actually safe and even beneficial if you choose wisely. Because the truth is this, not every can is your enemy. Some can actually protect you, but others, they're hidden traps for your heart, your kidneys, and your memory. The key is knowing the difference. And that's exactly what I'm here to show you today. Over more than 30 years of practicing medicine, I've learned something that still unsettles me. Those little cans sitting quietly in your pantry can be far more dangerous than they look. When you're young, you might eat them without noticing any problem. But after 60, just one wrong could send your blood pressure soaring, throw your heart into an irregular rhythm, or push your kidneys to exhaustion. Think of it this way. A young body is like a brand new car. Pour in a little low-quality fuel and the engine still runs. But a car that's been on the road for 60 years, one bad batch of fuel and the engine can break down completely. Our bodies are no different. So, which cans are the most dangerous? Let me walk you through the 7 canned foods I advise older adults to avoid at all costs. Vienna sausages, a salt and nitrite bomb. One small can carry 700 to 1. 0.000 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly 2/3 of your daily safe limit, according to the American Heart Association. On top of that, processed meats like these contain nitrites, which can turn into nitrosamines in your stomach acid. The World Health Organization, 2015, classified these compounds as proven cancer-causing agents. I remember Robert, age 70. He ate Vienna sausages with crackers for lunch almost every day. 6 months later, his blood pressure was completely out of control, even on medication. It wasn't until he cut out the sausages that things began to stabilize. Canned tuna mercury and histamine hiding inside. Tuna has a healthy reputation. But the truth, white tuna albacore has 3 times more mercury than light tuna skipjack. Mercury builds up slowly in the brain and kidneys, causing tremors and memory loss. Environmental Research, 2017. And if the fish wasn't handled properly after being caught, it can produce histamine, which doesn't disappear when cooked or canned. That can trigger flushing, rapid heartbeat, or itching, symptoms that often mimic heart trouble. In 2025, several tuna brands were recalled in the U.S. over concerns about botulinum toxin. A sealed lid that looks safe may not be as safe as you think. Canned soup's comfort food or salt trap. A single bowl of canned tomato soup can hold 900 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium. For anyone with high blood pressure, that's dangerously close to the daily limit. Reduced sodium versions often swap salt for potassium chloride. For seniors with kidney problems or on blood pressure medication, too much potassium can trigger irregular heart rhythms. Then there's the can lining, often coated with BPA or BPS, chemicals linked to hormone disruption. Europe has already moved toward banning them 2023, but here in the U.S., they're still common. I think of Maria, age 65. Every evening she reached for canned chicken soup for convenience. Before long, she had swelling in her legs and unexplained weight gain from water retention. Once she switched to homemade, low-sodium soup, her health turned around. Canned chili a dangerous mix. Chili is hearty, high in protein, and often loaded with salt. But it's also a low-acid food, which makes it a perfect breeding ground for botulinum toxin if not processed correctly. In 2007, the U.S. faced a major chili recall after botulism outbreaks. Just a few nanograms of this toxin can be fatal. Chili cans also contain phosphate additives to keep the meat soft. But highly absorbable phosphates are harmful to bones, blood vessels, and kidneys. Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, 2017. James, age 74, loved eating canned chili when his wife was away. One evening, he ended up in the ER with an abnormal heart rhythm. Tests revealed high potassium levels, likely from the salt substitutes hidden in the can. Canned fruit in syrup, sweet but dangerous. 1 cup of fruit cocktail in syrup has 40 grams of sugar, about 10 to 11 teaspoons. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association, 2014, found that people who got more than 25% of their daily calories from added sugar had 3 times the risk of dying from heart disease. Another issue, those bright red cherries. For decades, they contained red hash 3, a dye the FDA has now banned from foods starting in 2027 due to cancer risk. Linda, age 66, living with type 2 diabetes, thought canned fruit was healthy. Within weeks, her blood sugar spiked dangerously. When she switched to frozen fruit or those packed in water, her blood sugar became much more stable. Canned spinach, a superfood turned risky. Fresh spinach is a powerhouse, but canned spinach is different. The plant absorbs cadmium from the soil, a heavy metal that stays in your kidneys and bones. World Health Organization, 2019. It's also high in oxalates, which can form kidney stones. And for anyone on blood thinners like warfarin, the high vitamin K content can make medication management tricky. One may also pack over 700 milligrams of sodium, adding strain to the heart and kidneys. Canned pasta, comfort food disguised as nutrition. Ravioli and spaghetti in a can may smell like childhood, but they are ultra-processed foods. They contain refined starch, added sugars, preservatives, and high sodium levels. 700 to 1, 300 milligrams per serving. The British Medical Journal, 2019, reported that diets high in ultra-processed foods increase the risk of early death by 62%. The saddest part, many seniors eat these foods out of nostalgia, but the price is their heart, kidneys, and memory paying the cost. These 7 foods, Vienna sausages, canned tuna, canned soups, chili, fruit in syrup, canned spinach, and canned pasta, are the 7 hidden traps in your pantry. They may be convenient, they may even bring back fond memories. But after 60, each one is more like a slow-acting poison, quietly wearing down your health. But here's the good news, this is only half the story, because not every can is the enemy. Some cans are actually safe and even surprisingly beneficial for your heart, your bones, and your memory. So let's turn the page. In the next section, I'll show you the 3 canned foods that are budget-friendly, nourishing, and safe, the very ones I still recommend to my own patients. After hearing about the 7 traps in a can, you might be wondering, so are all canned foods dangerous, or are there some I can actually trust? The good news is, not every can is the enemy. Some are in fact your friends, affordable, nourishing, and safe if you choose wisely. Here are the 3 canned foods I still recommend to my patients on a regular basis. Canned beans, affordable, convenient, and full of nutrition. The benefits: just half a cup provides 7-9 grams of protein and 6-9 grams of fiber. Fiber helps control blood sugar, lower cholesterol, and protect the heart. Journal of Nutrition, 2019. Beans are also rich in folate and potassium, 2 nutrients vital for brain and heart health in older adults. The sodium concern: some brands are loaded with salt, but here's the simple fix: rinse them under running water for 30 seconds. That alone cuts sodium by 30–40%. Journal of Culinary Science and Technology, 2018. Thomas, age 72, hated cooking. I encouraged him to try canned beans, rinsed and tossed into salads or simple soups. 3 months later, his cholesterol dropped, his weight stabilized, and his blood sugar was finally under control. Who should be cautious? Seniors with severe irritable bowel syndrome (IBS) may feel bloated at first. Start small and let your body adjust. Canned tomatoes, a hidden antioxidant powerhouse. The benefits: tomatoes are rich in lycopene, an antioxidant linked to lower risk of prostate cancer and heart disease. Interestingly, canned tomatoes actually provide more absorbable lycopene than fresh ones. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2019. Cook them with a little olive oil and your body absorbs even more. The safety: tomatoes are naturally acidic, which makes the can environment hostile to botulism. As long as the can is intact, they're among the safest canned foods you can buy. The sodium concern: Always choose no salt added varieties to avoid hidden sodium. Helen, age 66, cooked spaghetti each week using no salt canned tomatoes. After 6 months, her lab tests showed a drop in CRP, a marker of inflammation. Her memory improved, and she told me she felt lighter and clearer than she had in years. Who should be cautious? People with kidney disease taking potassium-sparing medications should limit intake, since tomatoes are naturally high in potassium. Canned salmon or sardines rich in omega-3s and calcium. The benefits: both salmon and sardines provide omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, which reduce inflammation and protect the brain and heart. Circulation. American Heart Association, 2021. They often include the soft, edible bones, a wonderful natural source of calcium to fight osteoporosis. The safety. Unlike tuna, salmon and sardines are low in mercury, making them far safer for older adults. How to choose. Look for cans packed in water or olive oil. Avoid cheap oils that add unnecessary calories and poor quality fats. David, age 70, struggled with high cholesterol. After adding canned salmon to his lunch 2-3 times per week, his LDL bad cholesterol dropped by 20%. His HDL good cholesterol rose, and he said he felt more energetic on his morning walks. Who should be cautious? Seniors with severe gout should limit sardines, since they are higher in purines. Not every can is a threat. Beans, tomatoes, and salmon or sardines are 3 rare exceptions: safe, nutritious, and even protective. If you choose the low-sodium versions, rinse them well and use them wisely. These cans can be powerful allies for your heart, your brain, and your bones. So, we've uncovered the 7 dangerous cans and now the 3 safe ones. But here's the bigger question. How do you turn this knowledge into daily habits so you don't just know, but actually live healthier, protect yourself, and care for the people you love? Let's bring it all together in the final part, where I'll share the most important lessons and a heartfelt message for everyone over 60. You see, a small can of food can either be a silent enemy or a trusted friend, depending on the choices you make. After 60, every meal is more than just filling your stomach. Each bite is like medicine. It can heal you, or it can quietly make you sicker. The key is not to fear every can, but to learn how to tell the difference and to choose wisely. By avoiding those 7 dangerous cans and keeping the 3 safe ones, you've already taken a big step toward protecting your heart, your kidneys, your memory, and the quality of your life. I've witnessed many of my patients transform their health with small, simple changes. Alina stopped eating canned soups and switched to light homemade broths. Right arrow, her blood pressure came back under control. David replaced Vienna sausages with canned salmon. Right arrow, his cholesterol dropped and his energy returned. Helen added no-salt canned tomatoes to her meals. Right arrow, her memory felt sharper and her spirit lifted. Small changes, big results, and I believe you can do the same. So here's a little thought. Treat your kitchen like a mini clinic. Every time you reach for a can, ask yourself, is this can healing me, or is it slowly making me weaker? If today's message was helpful, I'd be grateful if you could tap the like button so more older adults can learn and protect themselves. Leave a comment. Have you ever had health troubles from canned food? Or do you have a tip for choosing safe cans? Share your story so our community can grow stronger together. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell So each day, you'll receive reliable health advice you can trust. And please visit the channel often, because health doesn't wait. And sometimes one timely piece of information can change an entire life. I may be a doctor, but more than that, I want to be a friend walking alongside you on this journey. I wish you and your family health, peace, and many joyful meals together. And a little preview for our next video. In the upcoming video, I'll share about a food that seems harmless, but may actually weaken your bones and joints after 60. You won't want to miss it.